All right. Brian wants to have an honest conversation. And I know exactly what he's going to ask.
Did he say he wanted an honest conversation?
Yeah.
That's weird. What do you think he's going to ask?
The thing is, it's the song and dance that I'm having with Raymond, right? What I'm doing is stupid because I'm essentially breaking laws to prove that Raymond is guilty, when in reality I should just let what Raymond does himself prove that. You know what I mean?
Right. You're trying to propel it by doing bad things?
Exactly, yeah. I'm trying to propel it. Like, for example, when I dropped Raymond off at the casino with a bunch of illegal shit on him, I should have just let that naturally come to light. But I knew that they were never going to find out if I didn't essentially point him in that direction, you know?
And now they assume it's you and they want to talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I mean, there's something. The thing is, another example is like the bench, right? Like I'm trying to point them in these directions when I know I shouldn't, but I just don't see them ever uncovering anything if I don't. You know?
How did you do it with the bench?
Oh, you don't know.
No, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
So what happened? McGregor kidnapped Harry and Denzel, and then Marina found them all incapacitated. So I told her to put them in McGregor's car and bring them to me.
Wait, how did they all get incapacitated?
I don't know. Apparently, McGregor was like talking shit and flew out the windshield or some shit. I don't fucking know.
What?
Yeah. So I told Marina to bring them to me. So then I brought McGregor to where the bench location is. And like I tried to get blood all over the fucking door, and I left his car there with his hot gun in the glove box.
All right.
And then I made Eve tell the cops that Harry and Denzel were kidnapped by McGregor, and the last scene where she last saw them headed was I'll tell you after. Let's go inside.
Oh, that's the truth. Maybe I'll hit the jackpot tomorrow and join Los Santos Country Club, where I'll spend the rest of my life playing golf.
You ain't
Oh, Jesus! Santo Jesucristo! Hey,
What the fuck?
Brian! Brian! Brian!
Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Fuck out of here.
This pelea will be all over the web. Go to hell! Don't you look at me that way!
Jesus Christ.
He's got a gun!
Son of a bitch! No! Don't shoot!
Now I remember why nobody comes here anymore.
Fucker!
This is fucked! Like World War III.
What on earth?
Okay.
What's going on, Brian?
Jesus Christ.
The fuck is on your foot?
My spring boots.
He's on house arrest.
Oh, okay. All right. So, can I talk freely in front of Leslie?
Yeah.
All right. So setting up Rust is making it a lot more difficult. Ray's going up. He's going up. We're changing. I spoke with the senator. Law is changing and effective today. Given the fact that Ray Romanoff, and I'm sure you're aware, was in Sanguine Island and was subsequently dumped in Los Santos. As to who was involved, I don't really give a shit. I mean, It's like small meat and potatoes. Like we're talking like 15 months, whatever. Yeah, that's for patrol officers. A fact of the matter is, he had an illegal firearm on him. One that came back to something that he was involved in. So he fucked around and he's finding out. If he thought that he could just go to Sanguine and play fucking whatever you want to call it, like let me have some heroin and fucking AK-47s, well, he fucked up and he's gonna learn. However, with these recent incidents that maybe you've heard of, you may have heard about, the things that may have, Harry and Denzel possibly getting kidnapped and all these other things. The evidence does not point at that. It doesn't. It's very clear what happened. But you know what? If someone's going to throw me a bone, I'm going to fucking bite on the bone. And I don't know the reasons why some of this is happening and what the end objective is, though I have a pretty good idea, especially when what's his name? Fucking who's the guy who owns Marty? Comment about Marty was brought up, and we're very much pointed towards a particular direction. The problem is that I think we have a very similar goal, but I think the means we need to change the way that we're getting help.
Okay.
I need proof what's inside there. Senator? You did. I don't think you saved it. I don't. Oh, there we go. Travel while under parole, you're prohibited to travel to foreign nations and sovereign states. You should remain in Los Santos. Intoxicants shall not drink or partake in alcoholic beverages. Control substances, which he had, nor possess any narcotics. Okay, weapons used not carry any kind of weapon, regardless of weapon licensing. I would change number 4 to firearms. Unless you believe that they can't have like knives and shit too, because that is commonly not something we break parole on. What about space? They shouldn't go to space either. We have a space program, so. Yeah, but if they try to I don't know, they jump on a ship and now they've got a base on. I don't. I'm just saying. Well, if anything else comes to mind, I'll send you an email. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Take care. So the law's been updated. Hey.
Anybody else want something? Cigarettes?
Oh, please, cigarettes. I'd love some.
Hell yeah. I'm having a chat right now. Get Ray into the city, bring him down to Metro PD, and then we'll go from there.
Right.
Easy. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Put these in.
What's the 100?
That's a condom machine there, Leslie.
Oh shit! I dropped my coin. Hold on. What was that?
It's a condom machine.
Oh, all right. Hey, Lang, you want any condoms or?
Nah, I'm good.
All right.
So, I don't know what the hell happened to Ray at the casino. I don't know what the fuck Mickey S is doing dressing up as Russ, pretending that he's going to shoot up roosters. What I'm trying to point out here is we're going to fuck him over.
Whoa, what?
Wait, you don't know about the?
I mean, Mickey pretending to be Russ shooting roosters. What the fuck?
Okay, so maybe my impression of what's happening is a little bit different than.
You mean to tell me that Mickey's aware this entire drama from Raymond started because he's fucking with my restaurant, and Mickey's bright idea was to go and fuck with my restaurant?
Are you surprised?
Bruh?
Yeah, Mickey with the some other guy. I don't know what the fuck his name is. It sounds Italian. I haven't heard the name before. Dressing up as members of Rust and went to Roosters, and there was some claims that there was a shootout there, but it turns out, well, there wasn't. And we
you
caught
are
him
sure this happened?
Yes.
I hate my family so fucking much. Oh my God.
And then, of course, Ray being in cuffs after whoever dumped him over at the casino. Well, that presents a bunch of problems, right? Was he doing something at the casino? We didn't find any casings. Now he's going to jail, right? As for like smuggling and all this other shit, well, we got to discuss that because that falls under Aegis. Yep. So I'm gonna have a chat with probably yourself, Eve, etc. We gotta get that sorted. I'm gonna be talking to the commandant alongside the senator in regards to possibly marking weapons, because there's no way to actually tell if anyone smuggles anything, because you could have, legally speaking, if we catch someone with a shitload of weapons hovering over the water, we don't know if they came to or from and what the indications of what those weapons are. So any sort of, Ray has been a fantastic test study. I will say that. He's doing things that the legal system is not prepared for. But we're getting ahead of the curve on that. And that's aside from the fact that he shouldn't have been in Sanguine anyways while on parole. So while Rust is rotting, or Ray is rotting in there, along with David Jackson, who just got sent up for the nines for breaking his parole. If you want us to know what is inside that shack, which we are, and I've been actually investigating that particular place for about 4 months, and I'll be very transparent. I know who it belongs to. I know what's inside. I have the GPS triangulations, etc., etc. But unfortunately, due to the fact that the laws around locals and owning properties. Hello, Senator. I can send you the list. They're going to be invoicing me. If you could send me maybe like 10 million and we can go from there. 10 million? Awesome. Could I get 5 million? Could I get 5 million for the MCU as well? The mayor's the one that stole a dongle and ripped an entire investigation with yokai.
Right, Cerberus can make a generous donation to your PD. We have no issue with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. I appreciate that. Yep. If he fucks around, he'll find out, is what I'm hearing. All right. Appreciate it. All right. The problem is that we cannot break into that spot. We just simply can't. Some random local owns it. So unless someone literally, we witness them poof in and out of that building with weapons, we pretty much can't do shit.
Yeah.
So in the event you have some more details about this, I would strongly not recommend, if you know anybody that was planning to, I don't know, point us in that direction in the ways that may have been taking place, that actually makes it harder, because more than likely you're going to have some dumbass in our police force go and fuck it up. Instead, if I can get any credible information that about what's inside, well,
chat.
It's game over. I'm going to kick the doors in. I'm going to take everything I find.
I don't even know how to RP around this. What would you need?
I need someone to tell me that there's a weapon bench inside.
I mean, there is a weapon bench inside.
Oh my God, ex-mayor, really? Do you mind saying that on the record?
Yes.
You do mind or you don't mind?
I do mind, yeah.
Do you have someone who may not mind?
me?
I guess Leslie.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
I'll let you guys like stew on that, right? But that's what I need. Somebody credible, someone. Obviously, I'm not advocating anyone that is going to lie about it, but I'm being rather transparent, and I'll be as transparent as this. I knew it existed when I looked into Cy Carter. I triangulated it. I've been searching for it for some time. There's only myself and one other person that is aware because PD loves to sip tea. And the moment all this information came out, I knew exactly what it was, but that shit has gotten hot to the point that I doubt anyone's going to be going in and out.
Yeah. I'm curious if there's happened to be a car parked outside of that shack that belonged to somebody related to that shack. Would things have gone down differently? You think?
You mean McGregor, who is kidnapped and dumped? Well, which by the way, we know. I mean, there was like a fucking sailboat. We found blood of Denzel and Harry, and then all of a sudden, you guys didn't give a shit about whether Harry or Denzel was kidnapped, and rather, it was all about please figure it out over here. I mean,
we did. Your cops are just very incompetent. With all due respect.
And well, no, wait, about what? Like figuring out that it was a setup?
No, that Harry and Denzel were truly kidnapped. They were truly kidnapped.
Yeah, I got you. But when the switch flipped to, hey, we don't. By the way, let's not be concerned any. You have to understand that when I was debriefed about this, it went from, oh my God, they're kidnapped to, hey, by the way, what's inside this building? Like,
yeah, but who flipped that switch? That wasn't us.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't us. We never flipped the switch.
Like I said, internal problem.
Gotcha.
So, that would not have materialized with anything because the thing is, everything functions on probable cause. So therefore, there needs to be reason to believe that there's illegal activities happening inside. Could we have, let's say, even if, let's say, we believed that they were kidnapped inside this building, that would give us enough to breach it, right? And we can do that anytime, right? If there's like blood in the area, there's anything that points us to there being a life inside. But that only allows us to check inside. That would not allow us to go through things. And if we were to find a bench, we don't know what that is without really taking a close look, which we would need PC for.
Okay.
That's not to say someone wouldn't do it, but that would be illegal. And whether it got through the DOJ is another question. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm understanding what you're saying, but I'm also understanding that I don't know who flipped the switch to, or whoever changed the focus is,
I'm gonna go look into that.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look into that. Because I was under the impression you were somewhat aware about what Mickey was doing.
No, I had no idea. I have no idea what Mickey was doing, Brian. If he was truly fucking with my restaurant, that's gonna pose a massive
I don't think
problem.
he was fucking with the restaurant. I think he's getting back at Ray
by robbing people at my restaurant, whatever the fuck you
don't
said?
know. I don't know what he did. It sounded like he went dressed up. So I want to be clear. I don't know if he actually committed any illegal crimes, or rather he dressed up as members of Rust. And then there was 911s saying that Rust was shooting up roosters or something along those lines. And then he was caught lacking by the PD.
Well, those 911 anonymous?
I can ask. My guess is more than likely. And if they weren't, then, well, maybe he tried to make it more realistic than it needed to.
You're probably right then. He probably wasn't actually robbing the restaurant. And if he was, then you would have heard about it, no, Lang?
I feel like I would have. Yeah, true. Another question, Brian. How come when Zakid was kidnapped and brought to the Rust compound yesterday, it seemed like nothing really went down?
It actually did. So I got a debrief on that.
Okay.
He wasn't there.
And
the presumption
kicked down
is
doors to figure that out?
Yes.
What do you mean old photo?
In fact, Rust gave us access This is what I heard from our officers. They actually did go looking for him.
What do you mean old
And-
photo though?
I'll explain.
Okay.
So after like I guess there was like a tweet of like Zakid, and the officers believe it may have been an old photo based on the fact that they did arrive at the Rust compound to the point that Ray actually allowed them into the building to look around and they didn't find him there. And so they believe that it was fake news. And understandably
Huh?
with the thing with the whole Mickey S thing, and also Ray being found in cuffs, discerning between real and fake becomes very difficult. So
Yeah, but wouldn't that just
Has-
why not think maybe they just moved him somewhere?
I think they looked for him, right? And so this is the post. This is their belief after the incident. You know if
Right.
Zakid was actually taken?
He was, yeah.
I'll take a look at that.
He was actually kidnapped by them, yeah.
Okay.
I think I even 911 the fuck out of it actually.
Well, I'll deep dive into that more. Like I said, they did clear the property, so they did do something. But I mean, who knows? Maybe an S plus popped up.
Right.
Hey, Audrey, we'll talk in a bit. All right. All right. Appreciate it. Take care.
Pretty
All
sure
right.
the kid is missing an eye now.
Let me get some information for you right now. Hey, am I correct in saying that after the Zakid tweet went out, y'all checked the Rust compound? Did we get a welfare check on Zakid? Mr. K was sending it? That Huh? Wait, where does Mr. K fit into the picture? All right. I appreciate it. Take care. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it. No. Talk to Nova about that. Her case. Okay, appreciate it. Bye. Bye. Okay, so apparently Mr. K was the one tweeting it out, and then he said Zakid is safe, has been dropped off at the daycare. Mr. K mixed in all this?
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that when Mr. K tweeted as the kid is safe, it meant that the cops would trust that information. I wasn't aware of that. Interesting.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, I didn't know that if Mr. K twatted out as the kid was safe, it meant that the cops would just believe that to be true. That's my fault.
No, I don't look. I mean, listen, I think I very much understand what you're insinuating, and I don't necessarily disagree.
Yeah, but then people wonder why. Like, I get what you're saying, Brian. Like, why these, what you guys assume to be alleged setups happen, but maybe it's because when things actually happened, the cops really don't give a fuck.
You're correct. There's, I would say probably 1 out of 5 officers do give a shit.
Or to find them, be honest.
Well, in time. With that said, though, you heard what I said about the shack, right? That's what I need.
I mean, it's gonna be hard, honestly.
I mean, you got a lot of resources. I'm sure somebody
No,
knows
but Brian,
about
the
it.
thing is, I use a lot of my resources to try to lead the PD to a lot of shit, and it really seems like they try to flip it and ignore everything that I'm trying to lead them to into somehow how can we arrest Lang? I'm gonna be honest.
Those circumstances are being handled.
How are they being handled?
You'll see.
Not so comforting.
Well,
I mean, I'll trust
you have to
it.
understand certain internal. Look, here's the thing, right? This conversation, I'm doing it in respect to the fact that you are the ex-mayor, and you are a businessman, and these are incidents that affect you and your family. However, if there are any internal punishments, et cetera, obviously those don't get published in the newspaper. That is sort of outside of my purview. However, if you believe that citizens should probably know about these things, that's definitely a good conversation to have with Bast.
That's an interesting
I
topic
got
of
an idea.
discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fucked up idea. What if I somehow find myself in a room with a person who has been and seen and worked out of this shack, and it just so happens to be recorded, or it just so happens you have access to a camera there? I'll burn the fuck out of Levi.
You are treading a very dangerous area. I know McGregor crafts guns and sells them.
No. I'm not talking about a potential opposition. I'm talking about someone who believes I'm their ally.
Oh. Say that scenario again?
We're just casually in a room talking about all the work he's done out of there and what's going on over there.
And I hear this.
Yeah.
Our ability to use cameras is very different than those in the rest of the city. I believe that if I were to hear about it, and I would still need physical evidence.
That's just impossible, Brian.
I know. Welcome
Like,
to the
it's
world
just
of
impossible.
investigating. You know why it took the Russ case, 2 weeks. We barely slept 2 weeks, Erlang. Because our hands are so tied. However, we're trying to unravel those. But like you said, it is impossible.
Brian, if you're telling me that if you're telling me that me being in a room with a person who has works and can verify all this information, right, that you need is not enough, that I don't know what is other than fucking kicking that door down and calling 911.
If he verifies, like if he's on their business, if he's able to note intimate details, which I in this conversation will not reveal, like who's worked at that place,
What if
what he has created, those sort of intimate details. So in other words, I'm not feeding you that information, which is why I'm not, right? And he truly it brings those things up, then we got something.
Bro, some of you fucking stands are
what you're saying
crazy,
is,
dude.
hypothetically speaking, if this individual or entity would be willing to have a conversation with you, say under the premise that this person would be excused for any wrongdoing, hypothetically speaking,
We would
you would have
seal
an
it.
open line of questioning to this person. You could ask the questions that you need to ask to get to where you want. Then you could do what needs to be done.
Like some of you stands
Abso-fucking-lutely.
are just so weird.
Right.
And it would be Hobbs sealed. No one would know about it. Hobbs sealed, in other words, that name and what they said would be off the record.
Right.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna let you cook.
I feel like a lot of my doors have been kicked down for a lot less, but I don't know.
They haven't. The problem is that it's a local owner. So back in the day, I'll tell you, when I was going after Michael Simone, I was kicking a lot of shit. And I wrote what was the first search warrant on a government property, because the way that it used to work, because we don't have property laws, is let's say there's a container. And so I watched Michael Simone give a gun drop to a clean guy in the HOA.
Right.
It was all public record at this point. It's not, but I don't give a fuck. It was last year. And I was able to find a container with a lock on it. I had to write a 2-page dissertation as to the connections, the relationships that this individual had, what I saw, et cetera, et cetera. And only then was I able to crack inside. And despite having seen this individual there and having seen that there was material in there that would tie to this person, we couldn't press charges against him.
Jesus.
The city very much relies on oftentimes needing like a hot weapon or us seeing them commit a crime in front of us. Now, I'm able to get away with, like, not get away with, but I can articulate things a lot better than most. But my point is that when I got into that container, it wasn't owned to anybody. But those laws don't exist anymore. Locals' lives matter now. You understand what I'm saying? So if there is no Los Santos resident that owns it and it's a local that owns a property, we need to do search and seizures for John Doe. And John Doe doesn't commit crimes.
So how do you prove John Doe is someone that you need to break their shit and knock their doors down?
I have to
for?
watch some other motherfucker commit a crime and go into their property, which is impossible.
You have to watch one motherfucker commit a crime and go into their property.
I have to watch like someone take
down?
a class 2 firearm, walk inside, and then walk out without it, or vice versa.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Or alternatively, like you said, if someone sat down or told me that they used to make guns for the Diamond Dogs, and hey, here are some of the weapons that we used to make, and they're in this location. Well, now I got enough because I've got 90% ready to fucking go.
What if they told me that, though, and you just have that information on recording?
Oh, if you verify it, yeah, if you tell me right now what those weapons were, where the location is, I will literally hop seal that shit, and I'm going to push the search and seizure. I have
What do you
everything.
mean hop seal? What is hop seal?
Hop seal is when well, first off, a local owns it, so no one's going to even know that you said anything. Literally no, like, because John Doe gets served the warrant.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And let's say I was serving it to Ray Romanov, which isn't the case here. Let's say someone got a hold of that through some FOIA or whatever. Well, it's going to be blacked out. They're not going to see your name and what you said. The worst case scenario would be if it went to court and somehow that document got in the hands of like a defense attorney for Ray, which would be very difficult because number one, he'd need to know it exists. Number two, it would need to be material for the case. And number three, the only individuals that wouldn't be able to see it is the judge and the lawyer, and they can't say anything otherwise. Reposo.
How's it whenever I talk to you about solving a problem, I just discover another one?
What do you mean discover another one?
This whole John Doe shit just I don't know. It just seems like very.
I don't mean the dead
counterintuitive.
guy, by the way.
No, I know. You mean a local? It could be fucking Bob, Bob Jobo. Like I don't know. It just
the problem of the matter is we had decent laws at one point, and then as time transpired, defense attorneys got super fucking sweaty, which is why there's probably only 2 defense attorneys who just sit and send fucking docket fucking things all day.
yeah.
The second reason was because we had officers. Sorry, give me one sec. What up, Norm?
Jesus Christ, bro. This
Correct. I'll be
the
free in a
DOJ and the
moment,
PD are just so tangled.
What time? I'll be on my way. Yeah. All right. See you in a
So Brian, theoretically, somebody owns that shack, is what you're saying.
Yes, locals now own. It all started because of a weapon bench or some shit. We'll call it the Marty situation, which I'm sure you've heard of, which now locals own property that doesn't belong to them. So that's complicated things. But it's also because we've got 2 years of sometimes used to, and maybe still do, have officers that have done things that they probably shouldn't do, and then the law changes to accompany that,
Yeah,
and
so back and
subsequently
forth.
screws everyone else. Yep.
Yeah, somebody does something that's kind of sketchy, so the other person does something that's kind of sketchy. Everybody keeps pushing boundaries, and then you have to fucking apply something that just cuts it all out. But the thing you applied is really fucking stupid.
Exactly. But I think things are in a much better place now. I think Senator Davis has been a fantastic job. You know, my new unit is focused on getting legal changes that are reasonable to both the civilians and law enforcement. So I do think things are going in the right direction. That's why these conversations are good.
Brian, I beg and plead that you utilized him and Aegis, please. You don't have no involvement in that anymore, right?
In Aegis? Yes.
Yeah, I'm no longer the owner.
Storefronts. Oh, you're no longer the owner.
No, it's Tim.
I've been trying to. I know he gets busy at times, but I got to get him to understand Los Santos stuff a little bit more.
Yeah, he needs some training, but under some guidance, like he can be utilized so well.
I don't disagree. He should join the MCU under the state attorney's office as well. I think that would go a long way. But I got to get going. I got to take someone's bar license.
Who?
Ryan, one more thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned when an officer fucks up, it'll be in the newspaper.
No, I said it's not in the newspaper.
Well,
it's
not. Started getting me thinking. Maybe you should publish it in the newspaper.
I don't disagree, to be honest.
I think it would be a good idea. It would quell people's fear of repercussions never happening in the police department.
I just want you to consider, though, like, I think you have legitimate concerns, but there's also the other side of the coin.
There's a spewing fucking sewage of just bullshit that the cops have to deal with. Yeah, that's like very illegitimate concerns that people blow up. I know exactly what Brian's talking about.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying, you might as well.
I see it being good, but I think it'd be more bad, honestly.
Agreed. But like I said, it's being taken care of, and I don't say that. Look, when I say that, I actually mean it. I'm not, blowing hot air.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm
gonna go become a DLC guard. Dude, it's actually so crazy when you try to like understand how you create so much depth in an RP server. Like, it's actually such a challenging thing. Like, I understand why the John Doe, like, local thing is a thing, but it's also very stupid. But then it's like, how do you make it better, though? Because theoretically...
So, I guess,
I don't know.
Some of it is... Because the reason I asked Brian about if the guy who gave us the info would testify is I started thinking, and he gave us the information on the bench, so obviously he doesn't care about it getting burned, right?
I don't want Levi to test. Levi is like an ultra spy right now. Like, he's so deep and far removed from us that it's just insane. Like, nobody even suspects that we even know of his existence. You know what I mean? It's a very valuable asset that I don't want to trade away for the burning of a bench that, Yeah, is it a big deal? Yeah, but do I see them maybe even just operating another bench in the future? Probably. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's not worth the trade-off, it's not worth it.
Yeah, information is more powerful to me, I think. Or just like, than a bench. I'd rather
I get it. It's a powerful asset.
Like Leslie, you gotta understand, like, having a guy so deep that he's working for an organization, being inside there, manufacturing weapons, but being our guy, it's like a layer I don't even think we've ever really had before with somebody.
No, you're right.